Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well, and in this video I'm talking about stewards' verdicts on Mercedes, George Russell and Charles Leclerc following Friday practice in Monaco. Now so far it looks like Ferrari have the advantage around the circuit, and this was expected going into the weekend. I mean, their performance in low and medium speed corners so far this season has been fantastic, and while Monaco is full of those types of corners, so it was expected that it benefit Ferrari, and while Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton have been on it since the green light in practice 1. I mean, both drivers have a really good groove around the circuit, and the Ferrari looks seriously strong around the track. And in practice 1, Leclerc finished first with Hamilton going P2, and then in practice 2 it was Hamilton who topped the session with Leclerc in P2, so Ferrari definitely looking strong so far. Now, there was an incident involving Leclerc in practice with him having blocked the Racing Bulls car of Liam Lawson into turn 18, and as a result Leclerc was called to the stewards. Now, the stewards explained in their official verdict that there had been a misunderstanding between Leclerc and his race engineer, Brian Bozzi. And following the incident, Leclerc has been given a formal warning, with the stewards saying in their verdict. As car 30 was approaching car 16, the team advised the driver of car 16 3 seconds to Behrman, 5 seconds to Lawson. This was an accurate statement. However, the driver of car 16 reasonably assumed that this meant there was a 5-second gap between Behrman and Lawson, when in fact there was only a 2-second gap. This misunderstanding was ultimately responsible for the unnecessary impeding. The team agreed that it would revise its communication protocols to minimise the future risk of misunderstandings. Now, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I'm close now to 52,000 subscribers, and all your support means so much to me. Thank you so much for it. So let's move on to Mercedes, and while they're on the back foot so far in Monaco, as we know, they've won every Grand Prix so far this season, but in Monaco they do not have the pace of Ferrari. Their cornering speed is not as strong. And what was interesting is that Max Verstappen and the Red Bull looked faster than the two Mercedes drivers. Now, Red Bull were not expected to be fast in Monaco, given it's a very bumpy track, and the Red Bull car isn't great over bumps. However, Verstappen has been flying in practice, and it's been closer to Ferrari's pace, so very impressive from Red Bull. So yeah, Mercedes do have a lot of work to do going into Saturday's qualifying. And speaking about it, Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff said, as quoted by Sky F1, "The car was good in first practice, now we just have to develop it from here." Now, there was also an incident in practice involving George Russell. Basically, he was caught speeding in the pit lane, with him being found to have exceeded the 60km/h pit lane speed limit by 0.3 km/h, and speeding in the pit lane is a breach of Article B1.6.3a of the FIA Formula 1 sporting regulations. So a steward's verdict was issued on this, and Mercedes have been fined €100 for the incident. So a difficult day for Mercedes, and now Russell has admitted that Friday practice was more challenging than Mercedes thought, with Russell saying, as quoted by Sky F1, "We expected Ferrari to be the guys to beat. A lot of people thought that was just chat, but clearly they are the team to beat. Red Bull has also been a bit of a surprise for us. We knew out of the races so far this was going to be our most challenging. It's probably been slightly more challenging than we would have hoped, but we did make some good improvements from FP1 into FP2. We need to make the same step overnight, and I don't think we nailed it today, so there's room to improve, but definitely Ferrari are the team." But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.